Welcome in everybody to a wonderful show match today. We have Ulforce X against the new EX04, not 5 yet, EX04 Omnimon S and Omnimon Alter-S deck. Now this is before I managed to do the tweaks in the deck profile that I posted before. So we are still running the BT12 Agumons, and as you can see we are just digivolving for the 1 and passing straight away, choking the Ulforce player to 1 memory. However, Ulforce is going to be able to digivolve in the back, play out the Vmon, the BT11 Vmon, getting the lovely double hit here, and bot decking one of the Veedramons. So what's the play here for the Ulforce player? I mean he's played the Vmon here, so he's not going to be able to do anything else. The Omnimon player, on the other hand, just going to lay down their Tamer, try and get the beginnings of this deck building, and you will notice that the majority of any new EX4 rookies that get searched will probably get sent to the bottom of the deck. This is a mistake. This is day 1, right after EX4 came out, so we're still learning the decks properly. But the Ulforce player going to swing straight at our security and hit the Merciful mode straight away, so that is now out of commission. The win condition gone. They're going to digivolve for 2 into the Veedramon in the back, passing us to 1 memory, and let's see what happens here. So we draw, and we're just going to play the Gabumon out. Like I said here, we're probably just going to search the pieces and bottom deck the DG dimension as opposed to putting it back on the top like it should. Again, that's my bad entirely. Reading cards is difficult. We do choke back to 1 because we do gain the memory. Looking for just the level 4 pieces, but the Ulforce player here seems to has the Renas in hand, but do they have the other pieces? Looks like we're just explaining what the Tamer actually does here for when it comes to it. What's the play from Ulforce here? We're just going to play a Blue Memory Beast, searching for pieces once again. We see the Ulforce in there, Aero V or a Gabumon. Gabumon, very interesting, the EX1 Gabumon for sure. Nice tech. Definitely a lot of those Gabumons in hand, but we're going to take the Aero V here. Not too sure what he put on top. I assume he put the Ulforce on top, but we're going to unsuspend, draw, and begin the turn here on 2 memory. Now, some might say 2 is too many. We're going to digivolve into Garuru for 2. Thanks to Matt and Ty, we're going to play the Agumon like we did. Tap it to gain the memory, and then we're going to search the top 3, pull the Metal Grey. Now these cards should go to the top of the deck, but day 1. Not too sure what we're doing here. We're going to put out effect of Garurumon is going to allow to digivolve into Greymon for 0, draw, gaining 1 memory? No, not quite memory, but the Greymon allowing us to digivolve for 1. Effect of Wegaruru, digivolve into Metal Grey for 1. Not gaining the memory here. I must have just completely forgotten to get the memory, but it looks like we are stopping there, and we're choking to 1. However, it should still be my turn, but it's what I get for not reading cards properly and forgetting effects. There's only so many times you can use day 1 as an excuse. Going into the Aero V here, I did declare that both Wegaruru and Metal Grey were blockers, but the Ulforce player going to swing, hoping for that jamming, but I'm just going to block it out and kill off one of my stacks. I don't know what my reasoning was here, but I think it was just because the Ulforce player is just a bit stuck. So you can play out the Vmon, go back to the roots, passing us on 3. You can see that we have quite a lot of resources in hand, but not actually able to do anything. We're going to promote out in the hopes that we can start bouncing around. We gain this time we remember to gain the memory off the Agumon. No more bouncing by the looks of. Not going into Crest, we don't have Crest, so we're just going to play the Agu for 3, tapping the Tamer to gain the 1 memory. Then we're going to do the aggro search, hoping to hit pieces. Problem is we can only pull out a Greymon piece and a tie. We can literally only pull the Greymon here. That's the problem with this. But it is what it is. Those ones do go to the bottom of the deck, however, I must say. So what's the play here? Are we thinking of playing the Gabu? There's no point in really going into Metal Grey unless we have to. We are going into Garou for 2. We'll draw the extra 1 for the Suno. The effect will let us go into Metal Grey for 1. So I guess we're just building more stacks. Effect of that going into Garou. Interesting, interesting. I think we're just trying to build the stacks to search for those top end pieces that we need. But there just is no top end pieces. 3 blockers on board though. What's the play for the Ulforce player? Gonna go into Gabu in the back. The hand here on Ulforce just a little bit clogged with those rookies, which isn't a bad thing. But having 2 Renas... No, there's more than 2 Renas in hand. Is that all 4 Renas in hand? I think that is. I think that's all 4 Renas in hand. We're going to Digimon from the back. We see the Crest pool finally. So we're going to go into Crest for 3. And we just rip it off the top. We rip the Blitz off the top. So now we're gonna big stack a Reno into. Do we have it in hand? We do. Omnimon Alter-S. Gaining 1 off of the Agumon, I think that is, of course. Effect here, the problem is I misread it originally as deleting a 6,000 or less. However, this Digimon should be deleted as opposed to being bottom decked here. A huge misplay on my half. But again, day 1, there's only so many times you can say that it's day 1, whatever. Now I'm explaining how this card works, because it is so ridiculous, the amount of protection that Omnimon Alter-S has. But we did pass 1, and he's just going to Digivolve in the back into a Veedramon. Apparently I just didn't notice that. So, passing it straight back to me. What's the play here? I think we're just down to the point in the game where I just swing. And I think that's what's going to happen here. Moving the stack down, trying to give me space. Now we're going to swing first, okay. I'm going to swing, so the top one gets trashed, there's an ROV, then there's nothing to bottom deck off of the Crest. And the swing continues with 1 check, hitting just a normal Veedramon in the security, and we're just going to play tie for 3, giving 1000 in blocker onto Omnimon Alter-S. Not that it needs the block anyway, because we do have a reboot and blocker native thanks to the inheritance of Metal Greymon, Garurumon, Greymon, and Garurumon. That tie there is just nice for the memory reduction when it comes to Digivolving. I must say though, it is very unfortunate for this Ulforce player just being choked the entire time. All 4 Renas in hand, we see it right there. The rest of the pieces are ready to go, but I think it is just too late at this point. Not seeing a tie to be able to memory set. Not seeing any other tamers. Just not seeing the pieces that he's needing, and it's so unfortunate. I would have loved to have seen this deck work. I would have loved to have seen what this matchup would have been like, especially with the bouncing and forcing Alter-S off of the board. Even though I do get to play out my Crest and Blitz, it would have been so nice to see. So we're going to trash the first one thanks to Blitz. There's a Davis. We're going to trash all 3 level 6 and 7s to trash those 2. 2 more tamers. Get Throwdown into the trash. It was a best of 1, it was a show match. Well played to both players. Day 1. Omnimon security not looking too healthy. Nokia in there, was strong. And there's the 4 Tamers on the deck. Ah, you hate to see it, everyone. You hate to see it. Hopefully we'll get to see this match once again when things actually work though. But once again, thank you everybody so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next match.